You thought Hollywood stars lived in castles straight out of fairy tales? Think again. Behind the glitz and glam, some celebrities built mansions so bizarre, creepy, and over the top that even Hollywood itself wanted to pretend they didn't exist. From underground bunkers disguised as hobbit holes to futuristic fortresses that look like alien landing pads, these homes are the wild secrets the stars hoped you'd never find out about. Buckle up. Because once you see these 21 weirdest celebrity mansions, you'll never look at your favorite stars the same way again. Are you ready to uncover the craziest hidden homes Hollywood doesn't want you to see? Jean Harlo's house in Beverly Hills seemed elegant, but carried a load of chilling stories. Modest compared to some star homes, it became infamous after the sudden death of her husband, Paul Byrne. The mysterious circumstances surrounding his passing sparked endless debates, stirring up rumors and drawing curious onlookers. Tragically, Harlo herself died at just 26, deepening the belief that something eerie was tied to the property. Over time, new owners reported hearing strange sounds and feeling unsettling vibes, further cementing the house's haunted reputation. Yet, the home also revealed Harlo's softer side. She filled its rooms with books and keepsakes that hinted at her private interests, details often overlooked by a world that knew her only for her on-screen persona. Even though Harlo's life ended far too soon, the house still stands quietly, a lasting reminder of a star who once shone brightly. Fans continue to wonder whether the place is truly cursed or simply a backdrop for tragic events, a poignant symbol of both the glitz and the heartbreak lurking behind Hollywood's golden facade. Harold Lloyd's mansion, famously known as Green Acres, was a shining example of fun, ambition, and old Hollywood grandeur. Built in the 1920s, the estate featured 44 rooms, a 50-foot-long living room, several fountains, and beautifully manicured gardens. Lloyd, best known for his daring stunts and silent film comedies, poured the same creativity into his home. He added a private zoo, a 9-hole golf course, and even a hidden room to store his film memorabilia. Green Acres wasn't just about extravagance. It reflected Lloyd's relentless drive for success, with every corner showcasing his passion and attention to detail. But as silent films gave way to talkies, Lloyd found it harder to maintain the massive estate. By the 1970s, much of the property was sold off to cover costs. Fortunately, the main residence still stands today and is recognized as a historic landmark. What remains of Green Acres offers a rare glimpse into a time when Hollywood's boldest stars built equally bold homes. It's a symbol of Lloyd's legacy, grand, inventive, and marked by both triumphs and challenges. Errol Flynn's Mulholland Farm was the perfect playground for the dashing swashbuckler of films like Captain Blood and The Adventures of Robin Hood. Perched in the Hollywood Hills and built in the 1940s, the estate featured a main house, guest house, and a glimmering pool surrounded by lush landscaping. Famous for his on-screen sword fights and off-screen escapades, Flynn added all sorts of unconventional features, including a secret passage to a hidden bedroom and a two-way mirror that let him observe guests unnoticed. He also included a pistol range and a private bar for lively get-togethers. But this extravagant home reflected more than just Flynn's adventurous spirit. It revealed a darker side. As his career declined in the 1950s and health and money troubles mounted, Mulholland Farm fell into neglect, mirroring Flynn's own downward spiral. Eventually, the property was sold and later demolished, erasing the physical testament to Flynn's untamed lifestyle. Yet, the legend of Mulholland Farm endures. Movie buffs still talk about its mysterious tunnels and raucous parties, seeing it as a mirror of Flynn's larger-than-life persona, and a reminder of how Hollywood can both create and consume its icons. Mae West took a different path from most Hollywood stars, choosing a classy but relatively modest apartment in the historic Ravenswood building. Even so, it was far from plain. West famously decorated her space almost entirely in white, from plush carpets to mirrored walls. One of the most striking features was her seashell-shaped bed, a piece that perfectly reflected the bold humor and flair she brought to her roles. She also kept souvenirs from her career, including flamboyant costumes, props, and photographs that documented her rise to fame. Despite her success, West never felt the need to move into a sprawling mansion. She remained in the Ravenswood for decades, even as Hollywood evolved and new stars took the stage. Over the years, rumors of ghosts and strange occurrences have surfaced, with some residents claiming to feel her presence in the halls. Whether true or not, her longtime apartment stands as a symbol of West's fiercely independent spirit. She lived life on her own terms, ignoring trends and expectations. To this day, her name evokes sparkling wit, quick comebacks, and a woman who refused to fade into the background. John Barrymore's Bella Vista estate reflected the regal charm and complex personality of a man often called the Great Profile. Built in the 1920s in Beverly Hills, the sprawling property featured a grand library filled with rare books and manuscripts, some hidden in secret compartments built into the walls. With his love for classical theater, Barrymore even had a private stage where he could rehearse Shakespearean roles or entertain a few lucky guests. Gothic-style furnishings, dark wood panels, and dramatic lighting emphasized his theatrical flair, showing this was no ordinary movie star's home. Animals roamed the halls, too. Barrymore famously kept a monkey and a parrot, letting them wander freely like curious visitors. Yet despite all its grandeur, Bella Vista became a symbol of decline. As Barrymore's health and finances worsened in the 1930s, he was eventually forced to give up the home, a crushing blow to a man once at the pinnacle of Hollywood. After changing hands, Bella Vista was eventually demolished, erasing a one-of-a-kind monument to Barrymore's bright but troubled legacy. Still, stories of hidden bookcases and impromptu Shakespeare recitals continue to fascinate fans, reminding them of his undeniable brilliance and haunting final years. Hedi Lamar's Hollywood home was a blend of glamour and genius, just like the star herself. Built in the 1940s high in the hills, it featured a modern, minimalist design with large windows that let in plenty of natural light. At first glance, it looked like the stylish home of any screen siren. What set it apart, however, was that Lamar was more than just a pretty face. She was also an inventor. Hidden from Hollywood's spotlight, she kept a private workshop where she developed ideas, including the groundbreaking frequency-hopping technology that paved the way for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. In a town obsessed with red carpets and premieres, Lamar quietly pursued her intellectual passions. She rarely invited guests into her workshop, and few knew of her advanced problem-solving skills. This secret blend of glamour and brainpower turned her into a legend within the film community. Though the house no longer stands, its memory lives on. Fans continue to admire how Lamar balanced stardom and science at a time when few believed a leading lady could also be a serious inventor. Her story is a reminder that real creativity often hides beneath Hollywood's glossy surface. Howard Hughes's Beverly Hills estate was like a maze, reflecting the brilliant but troubled mind of the man who owned it. Purchased in the 1920s, it sat behind tall walls and dense foliage, offering total seclusion to a figure who became increasingly reclusive over time. Inside, the decor blended sleek luxury with cutting-edge technology, fitting for a man known for pushing boundaries in aviation and in life. He even built his own airstrip on the property so he could come and go without facing the outside world. As Hughes's fears and eccentricities grew, he added hidden rooms and passageways, ensuring total privacy. He was rumored to obsess over every detail, from furniture placement to the exact temperature of each room. By the 1940s and 50s, as his mental health declined, the estate began to feel less like a glamorous retreat and more like a self-imposed prison. After his death in the 1970s, the house was eventually sold and demolished, ending its shadowy presence in the neighborhood. Still, stories of Hughes's brilliance, paranoia, and secrecy continue to fascinate. His life reminds us that genius often comes at a steep price, and that isolation can be both a comfort and a curse. Dolores Del Rio's Los Angeles home reflected her deep pride in Mexican culture and her embrace of modern ideas. Built in the 1920s by forward-thinking architect Richard Neutra, the sleek minimalist structure stood in bold contrast to the ornate mansions favored by Hollywood's elite. Large windows and open floor plans gave the home a clean, airy feel that matched Del Rio's vision of modern luxury. Inside, she showcased art and objects from her homeland, creating a personal oasis where she could celebrate her roots. The unique space attracted other creatives, too. Painters, writers, and stars like Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo visited often, drawn to its fresh, modern energy. But as Del Rio's Hollywood career slowed in the 1940s, she returned to Mexico, where she remained an influential force in the country's cinema. Over time, the house changed hands, and various modifications altered Neutra's original design. Still, architecture buffs recognize its significance in promoting modernism in Southern California. To many, Dolores Del Rio's former home stands as a powerful testament to how an artist can blend cultural heritage with cutting-edge design, leaving a lasting mark beyond the silver screen. James Dean's final home, a small bungalow in Sherman Oaks, painted a very different picture from the high-speed life he portrayed on screen. In the mid-1950s, he moved into this modest rental, seemingly preferring a quiet refuge far from Hollywood's glitz. Yet the home still reflected glimpses of Dean's restless energy. He famously kept his Porsche 550 Spider in the garage, the very car involved in his tragic accident. Inside, he revealed a more introspective side, sketching, reading scripts, and even experimenting with bongos, hinting at a creative curiosity beyond acting. Close friends recalled how he retreated here to escape studio pressures, a place where he could just be, without constantly performing for others. After his shocking death in 1955, the bungalow remained mostly unchanged for years, a quiet time capsule of that short, brilliant chapter. Though modern renovations have since come along, fans still visit, hoping to glimpse the private world of a young man grappling with ambition and uncertainty. In many ways, the home's simplicity underscores the stark contrast between the mythic James Dean and the real person who once lived there, seeking peace in a world he left far too soon. Jane Mansfield's home, famously nicknamed the Pink Palace, was unlike anything else in Los Angeles. Built in the late 1950s, it was impossible to miss, with its bubblegum pink paint and flamboyant design that perfectly reflected her larger-than-life personality. Every detail was bold. There was a heart-shaped swimming pool with a mosaic that read, "I love you, Janie," and the pink didn't stop at the carpets. It even covered the walls and ceilings in some rooms. Her husband, Mickey Hargitay, a former Mr. Universe, added his own flair by installing a fountain that Jane would sometimes fill with pink champagne for her legendary get-togethers. While undeniably eye-catching, the house also spoke to Jane's deeper desire to stand out in a Hollywood that constantly compared her to Marilyn Monroe. She refused to blend in and the Pink Palace made that clear. Sadly, the home was demolished in the early 2000s. Still, its wild, over-the-top style lives on in memory, a vivid reminder of a woman who embraced every opportunity to be different, right up until the end of her life. Buster Keaton's old Beverly Hills estate felt like a living tribute to silent film magic. Built in the 1920s, the mansion had 20 rooms and was filled with surprises, from a Roman-style pool to a trout stream and even an aviary. Known for his inventive comedic style, Keaton added personal touches like a hidden bar that could transform into a private screening room. At the time, the estate reflected just how successful he was during the golden age of silent cinema. But the grandeur also foreshadowed harder times. Financial troubles and a difficult divorce eventually forced Keaton to give up the property. As talkies took over and his career declined, alcohol issues only made things worse. The estate became a symbol of how quickly fame and fortune could fade in Hollywood. Today, the house is long gone, but its story endures among fans and film historians. It remains a bittersweet chapter in Keaton's life, one that captures both his creative brilliance and the personal struggles he faced behind the scenes. Marian Davies' oceanfront estate in Santa Monica was more than just a mansion. It felt like a royal palace by the sea. Completed in the 1920s with financial backing from her powerful partner, William Randolph Hearst, the property featured over 100 rooms, 55 bathrooms, and 37 fireplaces. Its centerpiece was a 110-foot pool, flanked by marble statues and lush greenery. Davies, who rose from silent film star to glamorous socialite, threw legendary parties that drew figures like Winston Churchill and Charlie Chaplin. But behind the sparkle was a quieter truth. This home symbolized not just her success, but her deep reliance on Hearst. His strong personality often overshadowed her own ambitions. When Hearst's financial troubles hit in the 1930s, the estate was broken up, and the main house was demolished in the 1950s. Today, only the guest house and pool remain, preserved as part of the Annenberg Community Beach House. In a way, these surviving pieces reflect both the dreams Davies chased and the price she paid to stay in Hollywood's inner circle. Though the mansion is gone, the echo of her ambition still lingers, right by the sea. Rudolph Valentino's Falcon Lair was far more than just a place to sleep. It felt like a grand fortress wrapped in mystery. Built in the 1920s in Beverly Crest, the estate reflected his Italian roots, complete with sprawling gardens, arched doorways, and a sweeping staircase reminiscent of medieval Europe. Named after his film The Hooded Falcon, the property became deeply tied to Valentino's private life. He poured money and passion into Falcon Lair, but tragically had little time to enjoy it. Just months after moving in, he died unexpectedly at age 31, leaving fans devastated. For years, mourning admirers left flowers at the gates. Whispers circulated that Valentino believed the home was cursed, a rumor that only grew after his untimely death. Over time, Falcon Lair changed hands multiple times, with each new owner reporting eerie sounds and strange sightings. In the early 2000s, the estate was finally demolished, erasing its physical presence. Still, its story lives on as a ghostly tribute to Hollywood's first major heartthrob, a reminder that fame can be dazzling one moment and cruelly fleeting the next, haunting those who chase it with both dreams and fears. Mary Pickford's mansion, famously known as Pickfair, felt like its own kingdom in Beverly Hills. Built in the 1920s, it symbolized the power she held as one of Hollywood's earliest superstars. She shared the 42-room estate with Douglas Fairbanks, and together they turned it into a glamorous gathering spot for icons like Albert Einstein, Charlie Chaplin, and Amelia Earhart. While Pickfair was a center of glitz and good times, It also housed a more somber story. After her divorce from Fairbanks in the 1930s, Mary began withdrawing from public life, rarely leaving the mansion. Some say she spent her later years drifting through its lavish halls, haunted by memories of fame and lost love. In the 1990s, singer Pia Zadora, then owner of the estate, had it demolished, citing termite damage and even potential hauntings. The decision sparked outrage among film historians and classic cinema fans who saw it as the loss of a true Hollywood landmark. Though the building is gone, the name Pickford still evokes the golden age of movie stardom. It stands as a symbol of both the shining moments and the hidden heartbreaks that often lie behind Hollywood's glamorous facade. Douglas Fairbanks, known for his daring roles in The Thief of Baghdad and Robin Hood, lived a life off-screen that was just as grand. While he once shared Pickford with Mary Pickford, he also owned another estate in Santa Monica called Fairbanks Ranch. This lush retreat featured landscaped gardens, a private lake, and a charming boathouse. An avid sportsman, Fairbanks added a modern gym and a tennis court, often hosting spirited matches that drew Hollywood's brightest stars. One of the most memorable features was a hidden tunnel connecting the main house to the boathouse. It's said he used it to avoid reporters, or to stage dramatic entrances for guests. After his marriage ended and his fame began to fade, Fairbanks found refuge at the ranch, spending more time away from the spotlight. Eventually, the estate was sold off and subdivided, but its legend remains. The idea of a hidden tunnel and a private lake captures the unique blend of showmanship and seclusion that defined Fairbanks's later years. Even now, his carefree spirit and athletic lifestyle live on in memory, a reminder of a time when Hollywood stars carved out private paradises, far from prying eyes. Alena Nazimova's Garden of Allah was a colorful enclave on Sunset Boulevard, offering a safe haven for Hollywood's more unconventional minds. A Russian-born actress and producer, Nazimova bought the mansion in the 1910s and transformed it into an open-minded retreat. She added guest villas and an eye-catching swimming pool shaped to evoke the Black Sea. Artists, writers, and actors, including F. Scott Fitzgerald, Greta Garbo, and Errol Flynn, were drawn to the relaxed atmosphere and Nazimova's avant-garde spirit. Rumor has it she hosted private gatherings that defied the conservative norms of the time, giving attendees space to break free from Hollywood's rigid expectations. However, financial troubles forced Nazimova to sell the property in the 1920s. It was eventually turned into a hotel, which saw its share of ups and downs before being demolished in the 1950s to make way for a strip mall. Today, most passers-by have no idea this spot once pulsed with creativity and nonconformity. But the memory of the Garden of Allah endures, a bold reminder that Hollywood wasn't always about blockbusters and glamour. Sometimes it was a refuge for those who dared to be different, even if only for a while. Clark Gable, often hailed as the King of Hollywood, found peace far from the spotlight at a secluded ranch in Encino in the San Fernando Valley. While he was best known for iconic romantic roles like Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind, his private life had a much quieter, down-to-earth feel. Built in the 1930s, the ranch wasn't flashy like other celebrity homes, but it had its own quiet charm. Expansive fields and well-kept stables reflected Gable's love of the outdoors. He often rode horses on nearby trails and hosted relaxed barbecues with close friends, far from the lavish parties of Hollywood's elite. A modest cottage on the property served as his personal retreat, where he could run lines or unwind with a good book. Following personal tragedies, most notably the death of his beloved wife, Carol Lombard, the ranch became a place of refuge and healing. Locals remember spotting him strolling the grounds at dusk, seeking comfort in its calm. Though Encino has changed with time and development, the legend of Clark Gable's hidden ranch lives on. A reminder that even Hollywood royalty sometimes needed a quiet escape from the world they helped create. Charlie Chaplin lived in a Beverly Hills house that was both modest and full of whimsy, just like the genius behind city lights in modern times. Built in the 1920s, the cozy property wasn't sprawling, but it did feature a hidden tunnel leading to a secret wine cellar. It's said Chaplin used it to avoid reporters or host private parties away from prying eyes. A miniature stage on the grounds let him rehearse comedic bits or test new ideas before filming. Despite global fame, Chaplin kept the original 1920s decor, showing he never lost touch with his humble roots. The home also became a refuge during the McCarthy era, which eventually forced him to leave the U.S. His playful spirit appeared in the garden too, with whimsical sculptures and fountains echoing the charm of his films. Now privately owned and closed to the public, the house remains a quiet monument to Chaplin's creativity, a reminder that even legends need a place to recharge and dream. Gloria Swanson's Beverly Hills mansion, known as Casa del Sol, was every bit as dramatic as the star herself. Built in the 1920s with striking Spanish Moorish style, it featured arched doorways, ornate tiles, and even a private chapel. Swanson, one of Hollywood's earliest true celebrities, filled the home with exotic collectibles, from Egyptian artifacts to rare antiques from around the world. But behind the glamour were secrets. A hidden passage led to a small, secluded room, believed to be for private meetings or quiet escapes. Famous for throwing unforgettable parties, Swanson welcomed many notable guests. But by the 1930s, as her fame faded, the grand estate became harder to maintain. Financial struggles eventually forced her to sell, and the house passed through several owners. In time, Casa del Sol was torn down, erasing Swanson's lavish hideaway. Yet film lovers still remember it as a symbol of her larger-than-life image, and a reminder that Hollywood's golden moments can disappear just as quickly as they arrive. Oprah's Monteceto flip. When you're Oprah Winfrey, a media mogul, billionaire, and one-woman empire, you don't just buy homes, you collect them like fine art. In 2021, Oprah scooped up a serene Tuscan-style villa in the ultra-exclusive Montecito, California, shelling out $10.5 million to New York hedge fund manager Fred Schuman. For anyone else, that's a life-altering purchase. For Oprah, that's brunch money. The two-story home, built in 1998 and renovated by the Schumans a decade later, is a cozy U-shaped retreat nestled behind a long private driveway. It's got just 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a powder room, plus a detached guest house and a separate gym, all wrapped in lush greenery and towering oak trees. And yes, we're guessing that's where Stedman chills when Oprah needs her space. Despite the modest size, by billionaire standards, the villa boasts sweeping ocean and mountain views, manicured lawns, a pristine garden, and a motor court that fits 15 cars. Because obviously. But here's where it gets even more Oprah. She flipped it. In September 2022, she sold the home to none other than Jennifer Aniston for $15 million, netting herself a sweet $4.5 million gain. Just a casual side hustle for someone whose net worth, according to Forbes, hovers around $2.5 billion. Don't worry, Oprah still owns a nearby $30 million estate she bought in 2012 from Diandra Luker, yep, Michael Douglas's ex. So if Jen ever wants to borrow a cup of sugar, or maybe a private chef, Oprah's just a gate away. Heidi and Seal's royal retreat. When supermodel Heidi Klum and Grammy-winning singer Seal decided to settle down in 2010, they didn't just sign off on another high-end celebrity home. Nope, they went full-on European aristocracy. For $13.4 million, the power couple scooped up a jaw-dropping Mediterranean-style estate in the elite Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles, and it came with a historical twist no one saw coming: Napoleon Bonaparte's actual fireplace. Yes, that Napoleon. Forget cookie-cutter luxury. This 12,300 square foot palace feels more like a royal estate tucked into the Hollywood Hills. Surrounded by A-list neighbors like Gisele Bündchen, Jennifer Garner, and Reese Witherspoon, the couple's home is all elegance, no subtlety. With sweeping lawns, grand architecture, and dramatic detailing, it's the kind of place that makes you wonder if a crown should be included in the mortgage. The estate features a full-on personal library with that iconic French fireplace, a formal dining room imported piece by piece from Paris's legendary Pierre Hotel, and multiple swimming pools for those sunny California days. There's even a gourmet kitchen, though Heidi herself admitted she's not exactly whipping up Michelin star meals. That's where full-time staff probably step in, serving dinner under ceilings that might have heard more secrets than a Hollywood press agent. And let's not forget the setting. Brentwood isn't just rich. It's generational wealth. Invite-only summer party rich. You can almost picture the block parties. Tom Ford on the grill, Reese Witherspoon bringing sangria, and Seal casually serenading the neighbors on a grand piano beneath the stars. But this house isn't just luxury. It's storytelling. Every corner whispers history. And with a home like this, you've got to wonder, what secrets do those walls hold? Now it's your turn. If you could own one wild piece of world history and build your mansion around it, what would it be? A Viking throne? Cleopatra's bathtub? Sound off in the comments. We're ready to be impressed. Petra Ecklestone's mega mansion. She might not be a household name like Beyoncé or Rihanna, but Petra Ecclestone is living like royalty. And then some. Born into serious wealth as the daughter of Formula One billionaire Bernie Ecclestone and former supermodel Slavica Ecclestone, Petra didn't just inherit money. She inherited an empire. With an estimated net worth of $400 million, this British heiress, fashion designer, and socialite knows how to spend in style. So, what does someone with that kind of fortune buy? Just one of the most expensive homes in the entire United States, the Manor, a jaw-dropping $150 million estate in the heart of Los Angeles. This isn't just a mansion, it's a full-blown luxury universe. Sprawling across 56,000 square feet, it's actually bigger than the White House. Yep, you heard that right. Located near the iconic Rodeo Drive, the manor features 14 bedrooms, a mind-blowing 27 bathrooms, over 100 rooms in total, and a garage fit for a car collector's dream, with space for more than 100 vehicles. Formerly owned by TV royalty Candy and Aaron Spelling, this home is basically the crown jewel of celebrity real estate. But here's the real question. If you had the money, would you go this big? Be honest. Would you live in a 100-room palace or keep it chill in a luxury loft? Drop your answer in the comments. Mansion madness or minimalist chic? Tiger Woods' Coastal Kingdom. When you're a global golf icon like Tiger Woods, your home better live up to your legacy. And trust us, his does. While Tiger technically owns 2 properties in Florida, it's his Jupiter Island estate that makes jaws drop. Originally purchased with his ex-wife for $40 million, the home became Tiger's solo sanctuary after their split. But instead of downsizing, he did the opposite. He tore down the original 9,000 square foot mansion and built a $54 million mega compound in its place. Spread across a lush 12-acre oceanfront lot, the estate now stretches over 9,700 square feet, with 4 additional buildings included. There's a sleek golf studio, of course, a spacious guest house, a sprawling garage, and a boathouse that comes with not 1 but 2 private docks. Those docks are home to Tiger's 155-foot, $20 million super yacht. Because why not? inside the main house, it's a luxury dream. A 6,400 square foot wing features a state-of-the-art gym, a home theater, a multimedia center, and even an oxygen therapy room, plus an elevator. A separate 3,300 square foot area includes a basement rec room, a wine cellar, 3 guest suites, and Tiger's lavish master bedroom, all linked by a stunning glass-covered walkway. And outside? Think 100-foot swimming pool, a hybrid tennis, a basketball court, a massive spa, and a private practice facility fit for a PGA legend. Only downside? The land it's built on is slowly sinking. So yeah, this could someday become the world's most luxurious hole-in-one. Here's a fun one. If your house had just one ridiculous sports feature, what would it be? Will and Jada's Hawaiian escape. When you've spent decades saving the world on screen, or stirring it up on the red table, what better way to recharge than disappearing into a private Hawaiian paradise? Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith did just that when they purchased a serene oceanfront estate on the lush north shore of Kauai in the quiet town of Kilauea. And this isn't just your average island getaway, it's a celebrity-level sanctuary carved straight from a dream. Spanning 7 acres of coastal land, this estate features not one, but multiple living quarters, a 3-bedroom main house, a 2-bedroom guest house, a 1-bedroom carriage house, and a multi-purpose studio. The 2-story main residence boasts wood-burning fireplaces, exposed wood beams, and an open-air design that breathes with the tropical landscape. But the real kicker? The home was originally designed for NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, custom-built with towering doorways and extra-high ceilings to fit his 7'2" frame. Will and Jada snapped it up in 2015, adding it to their already impressive portfolio of properties. From nearly every room, oversized glass doors open to breathtaking views of the Pacific Ocean, while vaulted ceilings bring in natural light and island breezes. Outside, there's a peaceful pool and spa, tennis court, and fruit trees scattered across the property, ideal for detoxing from Hollywood noise. But the biggest flex? A private ocean trail that winds down to one of the most stunning stretches of sand on the island, Secret Beach. True to its name, this hidden gem is nearly impossible to access unless you're a local, or, in this case, a Smith. Forget paparazzi. This is where Will and Jada go off-grid in style. Matt Damon's Pacific Paradise. Matt Damon might be one of Hollywood's most grounded stars, but don't let that humble Boston charm fool you. When it comes to real estate, Damon knows how to do it big. In 2012, the Oscar-winning actor dropped $15 million on an ultra-sleek mansion in Los Angeles' ultra-coveted Pacific Palisades neighborhood. And trust us, it's not just a house, it's a statement. With 13,500 square feet of open-plan luxury, this modern marvel features 7 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and a soaring 35-foot atrium at its heart, capped with rich mahogany ceilings and drenched in California sunlight. Sliding glass walls dissolve into the landscape, blurring the line between indoor opulence and outdoor serenity. The home boasts a chef's kitchen clad in mahogany and bluestone, a primary suite with its own private terrace, dual dressing rooms, a massage room, and a spa-style bath. But the luxury doesn't stop there. Damon's estate also includes a game room, full bar, office, staff quarters, wine storage and tasting area, and a high-end media room. Step outside, and it only gets better. A sparkling pool and spa, children's play area, a peaceful koi pond with its own waterfall, and a Hawaiian-style lanai for al fresco dining beneath the palms. It's no wonder this mansion feels more like a 5-star resort than a private home. And get this, Matt's neighbors? Oh, just a casual who's who of Hollywood royalty. Steven Spielberg, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Diane Keaton, Billy Crystal, and his bestie Ben Affleck, who bought a place just down the block. Because when you've starred in Good Will Hunting together and won Oscars side by side, being neighbors is basically destiny. Now here's a fun question. If you could pick one Hollywood A-lister to be your neighbor, who would you choose? And why? The Razer House, Alicia and Swizz's architectural anthem. If you ever wondered where music meets modern art, look no further than the Razer House, a stunning cliffside mansion owned by power couple Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz. Located in the elite enclave of La Jolla, California, this $20 million home looks less like a residence and more like something out of a futuristic design museum. Originally crafted by acclaimed architect Wallace Cunningham, the Razer House is a bold fusion of glass, white concrete, steel, walnut, and stone, designed to mirror the natural cliffs and curves of the Pacific coastline. It spans an impressive 11,500 square feet over 3 stories, with walls of glass that melt into the horizon and rooftop terraces that overlook the ocean like a sci-fi dreamscape. Inside, the design is as dramatic as any Alicia Keys ballad. A 2-story great room, a curved, floating staircase, a rounded living space, a sleek billiards room, and a tiered movie theater make this home the ultimate entertainer's dream. And for those who like to cook, or be cooked for, there are 2 gourmet kitchens ready for action. The upper floor holds one of 2 master suites, complete with a floor-to-ceiling curved glass wall and a freestanding soaking tub that faces the sea. For guests, there's a separate 1 in 300 square foot guest house with 2 more bedrooms tucked beside the home's show-stopping courtyard, a modern sculpture garden of towering concrete monoliths. The outdoor area is just as iconic, with a fire pit, infinity edge pool, and views that stretch endlessly over the Pacific. It's basically the backdrop to every luxury lifestyle fantasy you've ever had. $50 million mansion. Back in the early 2000s, if you tuned into MTV Cribs, there was one house that made jaws drop harder than any other, the palatial estate of Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Long before Airbnb was a thing, 50 took baller lifestyle to a new level when he bought boxing legend Mike Tyson's former Connecticut mansion in 2003 for a cool $41 million. At the time, it was the most expensive home ever sold in the Farmington area. And let's just say it earned that title. We're talking 50,000 square feet of unapologetic extravagance, 9 bedrooms, 25 bathrooms, an indoor pool, and that's just the start. This place came equipped with its own full nightclub, because of course it did, plus an indoor basketball court, multiple game rooms, a green screen room, a full gym, a state-of-the-art recording studio, a conference room, and a home theater that probably rivals your local cinema. Outside, things get even crazier. The estate spans 17 acres and features a pool grotto, a massive pond, multiple guest houses, a basketball court, and sprawling gardens. It was part luxury hideaway, part creative headquarters, and part party fortress, an empire built for a rap king. But there's a twist. Despite all the glitz, 50 Cent struggled to sell the mansion. For 12 years, it sat on the market as a real estate mystery. He even tried renting it out for $100,000 a month. Finally, in 2019, he sold it for half of what he paid. But in true 50 fashion, he flipped the script, donating the proceeds to his G-Unity Foundation, supporting underprivileged communities. So yeah, he got rich, didn't die, and made a difference. Naomi's coastal oasis. When Naomi Campbell isn't gracing runways in Paris or shutting down fashion weeks with her signature strut, she's unwinding somewhere far from the flashing lights, in a place that's as iconic as she is. Welcome to Naomi's Slice of Paradise, a breathtaking villa in Malindi, Kenya, perched right along the Indian Ocean. This isn't just a vacation spot, It's been Naomi's personal sanctuary for over 2 decades. Nestled in a tranquil seaside town, the estate blends open-air architecture with barefoot luxury, creating the perfect escape from the non-stop pace of London and New York. Sunlight floods through the airy layout, while warm earth tones and rustic textures give the villa its effortless charm. The crown jewel? A saltwater pool that flows straight from the center of the living room out into the open sky. Ideal for morning swims or simply sipping coffee while soaking up the ocean breeze. For guests, twin voile-draped pergolas offer an elegant setting for long, laughter-filled dinners under the stars. Inside, vaulted cathedral ceilings and a thatched roof made from sun-dried coconut palm leaves channel a regal yet relaxed vibe. Every corner is crafted with care, thanks to the work of local Malindi artisans. The villa is adorned with hand-carved woodwork, intricate sculptures, and dramatic statement pieces, including iconic doors designed by acclaimed artist Armando Tanzini, featuring 2 men dancing in traditional ceremonial dress. It's art, history, and soul, all carved into one stunning entrance. Wander the halls, and you'll find massive wood-carved maps of Africa, more of Tanzini's large-scale works, and design elements that make this place feel less like a home and more like a cultural gallery. Drake's Embassy of Excess. When your nickname is Champagne Poppy, your house better pop, and Drake made sure it explodes. Welcome to his Toronto mega mansion, a 35,000 square foot fortress of luxury nestled on Canada's billionaire-lined street, the Bridle Path. It's not just a house, it's what Drake himself calls the Embassy. In 2016, Drake bought a 2-acre plot for under $7 million. Not bad until you realize what he built on top of it added over $100 million to the value. This place is next level. Think marble on marble, ceilings higher than most condos and walls so tall they literally broke city code. Drake wanted privacy, so he asked the city to let him build 15-foot perimeter walls, even though the legal max was half that. And the wild part? They said yes. From day one, Drake teased his dream build to fans on Instagram, giving sneak peeks as the palace took shape. Once finished, he didn't keep it to himself. He gave the world a digital tour of his maximalist masterpiece. Inside, it's straight-up regal. Massive chandeliers hang above his cantilevered marble staircase, leading to a grand hall that feels more Versailles than Toronto. The kitchen alone could host a royal banquet. A gleaming marble island anchors the room, surrounded by rows of rich navy blue chairs, perfect for his VIP guests as long as they don't spill. Every detail oozes excess, from the plush textures to the shimmering fixtures. Even his bed is custom-built and reportedly cost more than a luxury car. This isn't just a rapper's house. It's a bold architectural flex, a physical manifestation of a guy who climbed from Toronto's Degrassi set to the top of the global charts and wanted a home to match. So, if you had a blank check and could build your dream home anywhere in the world, what's the one feature you'd demand? A rooftop nightclub? An indoor basketball court? Or just a closet bigger than your current apartment? Hit the comments and let's hear your wildest must-haves. Ashton and Milas' Eolux farm. While most of us were stuck in sweatpants during lockdown, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were busy building a sustainable dream. In 2020, the Hollywood couple, worth a combined $400 million, put their creative minds and serious budget to work, designing one of the most unique celebrity homes on Earth, a 6-acre paradise they affectionately named Cuckoo Farms. Set in the hills of Los Angeles, this isn't just a home, it's a lifestyle. The estate includes a main farmhouse, a stylish guest house, a massive barbecue pavilion, and a stunning entertainment barn. There's even a cornfield and its own irrigation well. And get this, the entire property runs on solar power. Yep, Mother Earth approved. The design is all about balance. Rustic elements like reclaimed wood and exposed concrete meet high-end finishes and bold personal touches. Inside the entertainment barn, a 10-foot-long crystal chandelier hangs above guests like a disco ball from heaven. And in the couple's private bathroom, 2 ornate silver throne chairs that Ashton picked up during a trip to India, because even eco-warriors need to feel royal sometimes. To bring their vision to life, they brought in interior designer Vicky Charles of Soho House fame, who blended farmhouse warmth with chic industrial elegance. Mila and Ashton weren't just handing over blueprints, they created individual mood boards and hand-picked global decor items to make this home theirs in every way. It's a place where luxury meets low-key living, where chickens roam free next to solar panels, and where 2 of Hollywood's most beloved stars escape the chaos of fame for some clean air and cornfield views. Pierce Brosnan's Bond-worthy estate. If James Bond ever traded in espionage for ocean views, he'd land here, at Pierce Brosnan's Orchard House, a Thai-inspired mega mansion tucked into Malibu's billionaire Beach Row. Built in 2010 on 2 lots, Brosnan scooped up a decade earlier for under $10 million. This luxury estate is now on the market for a cool $100 million. Shaken, not stirred. Hidden behind carved teak gates and capped with a green clay tile roof, this 13,000-square-foot property blends serene Eastern aesthetics with Hollywood opulence. Designed in a U-shape, the light-filled main home features wide plank teak floors, scissor truss ceilings, and massive floor-to-ceiling windows that open up to lush, tropical grounds. Every space flows like a private resort. Inside, the estate boasts 5 bedrooms and an astounding 14 bathrooms, perfect for hosting everything from quiet family retreats to Bond-worthy soirees. The primary suite upstairs is next level, 2 fireplaces, 2 bathrooms, and 2 dressing rooms. No need to choose. This house says, why not both? Of course, no cinematic estate is complete without a screening room, a full gym, and a Japanese-style onsen spa. But the showstopper? A stunning 2-story pool house with its own bar and lounge, overlooking a saltwater pool surrounded by pristine gardens, and just a short walk from Brosnan's private beach. Ellen's $26 million Monteceto masterpiece. Ellen DeGeneres isn't just the queen of daytime TV, she's also Hollywood's most stylish house flipper. While she may dance through interviews with a smile, behind the scenes, Ellen's real obsession is real estate. And the villa in Monteceto? It's her crown jewel. Back in 2013, Ellen and her wife, Portia de Rossi, dropped $26.5 million on this Italian-style estate, originally designed in the 1930s by architect Wallace Frost, who was clearly dreaming of Tuscany when he sketched the place. Later restored by interior design legend John Saladino, the home is pure old-world elegance. Terracotta tiles, barrel-vaulted ceilings, wide plank hardwood floors, and 9 fireplaces to keep things toasty in California's coolest coastal enclave. The 10,500-square-foot stunner includes 6 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, multiple libraries, and a charming guest annex, all framed by panoramic views of the Pacific, harbor, and surrounding mountains. But Ellen being Ellen, she needed more. So she scooped up 2 neighboring properties, expanding the estate to 16.8 rolling acres of pure private bliss. And then came her modern twist, Jordan Hall. This indoor-outdoor pavilion was made for A-list entertaining, with a glimmering infinity pool, sunken tennis court, and a Japanese soaking tub that whispers namaste in eucalyptus-scented air. Mature olive trees, statues, and fountains line the paths like a private sculpture garden curated by the couple themselves. J&B's Billionaire Bunker. When you're billionaires, global icons, and rulers of the music world, your home can't just be big, It has to be legendary. In 2017, Jay-Z and Beyoncé made headlines when they dropped a mind-blowing $90 million on a futuristic fortress-like compound in Bel Air. Not only was it the priciest home sale in LA at the time, it redefined what it means to live like royalty. Set on 8 pristine acres in one of the wealthiest zip codes in America, this estate is more high-security luxury resort than private residence. It's made up of 6 sleek structures, totaling over 30,000 square feet of pure custom decadence. The main house, a jaw-dropper with 8 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, a 15-car garage, and every opulent touch you can imagine. Inside, you'll find a private spa, state-of-the-art home cinema, 4 pools, and a full-size basketball court, because power couples need a place to unwind and dominate. Smart home systems are embedded into every inch. Want to open the glass walls or secure the entire estate? Just tap a button. Jay and Bay don't lift fingers. They press icons. And forget nosy neighbors. This place is wrapped in 15-foot iron gates, invisible to the outside world unless you've got an invite, and probably a Grammy or 2. It's not just a mansion. It's a statement. A command center for 2 global titans who turned their empire into architecture. Bill Gates' hidden tech palace. If you thought billionaires lived large, Bill Gates lives legendary. His mansion, dubbed Xanadu 2.0, isn't just a house. It's a 66,000 square foot tech temple built into the hillside of Medina, Washington, overlooking Lake Washington like a quiet giant. And no, you can't just Google Earth your way into seeing it. Built over 7 years by Microsoft's brightest minds, this $124 million smart fortress is so futuristic, it makes other mansions look like starter homes. Inspired by the movie Citizen Kane, Gates named his home after the film's fictional estate. Because of course he did. He's not just living in luxury, he's referencing cinematic history while doing it. Inside, it's next level. The estate features 7 bedrooms, 19 bathrooms, a 60-foot underground pool, a spa, a gym with stone brought in from a Pacific Northwest mountain peak, and, wait for it, a trampoline room. Yes, the world's most famous software mogul has an actual room dedicated to bouncing, but it doesn't stop there. A stream flows through the property, stocked with live salmon and trout, because why not build a mini ecosystem while you're at it? Every inch of Xanadu 2.0 is wired with top-tier smart technology, from climate control to lighting, personalized to whoever walks into the room via sensors. And here's the kicker, Gates bought the lot back in 1988 for just $2 million. That's not a return on investment. That's a Bond villain-level master plan. So now we're curious, if you could design your own futuristic mega mansion like Bill Gates, what absurd feature would you include? AI butlers? A climate-controlled indoor forest? Drop your dream tech luxury combo in the comments. We're building like billionaires today.